In this video, I'll take you through my first session back from injury, which is an interval session, and the rest of my training week. It's been nearly 2 months now since I've last done a structured interval session, so these are the things that will get me quicker as a runner, but I've not felt that I wanted to push the injury of a niggle any further than, say, a quicker effort on a park run or a steady run, where I'm pushing that a bit more than an easy pace to a prolonged run on a weeknight. So this is my first one back. I'm dipping my toes in the water, and the session that I've decided on is a classic 6 by 3 minutes interval session. And I'm going for 60 seconds walk recovery between the reps to allow me to fully recover, really. Well, not quite fully recover, but get more of a recovery than if I was to do jog recoveries between. At my current level of fitness, it's going to be quite hard to maintain a good rep and doing it only off 60 seconds jog recovery. So let's see how we get on. Yeah, it's quite warm this time of day, so we're touching the 30 degrees mark, so not the best time to come out and do a session, but the advantage is that it is one that I've just got 3-minute bursts really, so it's not like I'm doing a longer run that I'll build up that sort of, I'll overheat, my heart rate will keep rising, I'll have a chance to rest in between each rep, so shouldn't be too bad tonight. I'm doing a 10-minute warm-up. I'll be doing some dynamic stretches before, a few strides. I don't really want to hang around too long really, and I'll get straight into the session. That's the warm-up done now. I'm going to start rolling into the first rep. So 3-minute reps. First one, off we go. First rep done, so I'm onto the 1-minute walk recovery, and that felt fairly comfortable. The time for that 3-minute rep was about 3:50 per kilometre pace, so it's just slightly quicker than I've been running park run at the moment, which is the right sort of area I want to run this session in. I want to be matching that sort of park run pace, or just above, because I'm only doing 3-minute bursts rather than a full 20-minute effort. So 15 seconds to go, onto rep 2. Rep number 2 gone, so similar sort of effort and pace for that one, and I keep telling myself now I've done a third of a session, and I know that after this I've done half a session, so once I've got over that halfway point it's all downhill from there. So quite a short session today, going again in 10 seconds. Halfway there through the session, 3 reps done, and that last one did start to sort of elevate my breathing a bit, so I take the rest of this period just to drop that breathing down and go strong on the 4th rep. Number 4 done. That felt again a little bit of a step up from the last one, really tough, so get my breath back, go again on number 5. Just 6 minutes of running to go with a nice 1-minute walk in between. Oh, that's 5 reps done now. Just got one lot of 3 minutes to go, so I can give this one a little bit more of an effort in that second half. I'll start out comfortable pace and try and kick it down for my best rep. number 6 done. So that's the session in the bag. That's my first one in nearly 2 months. So I mean, just to get out and do it is a big win for me already. If I crawled around whatever pace, or even if I didn't finish any of the reps, that has still been a success attempting that first session. So I've got it in my bag, and it's gone a lot better than sort of my minimum expectations coming into the session. So I did think that I could run it at about 5k pace currently for me, which is what I'm aiming for, that 20 minutes on a decent sort of course like this. So this replicates the Conquest Trail for me quite nicely, with the trail a few up and down. So to get paces that will probably average out at a low 19 park run, a mid to low 19, although I'm having the rest, is really good for me. So it's practicing running at that faster pace is going to move a needle and get me closer to the times that I want, back under that 20 and back towards my PB of under 18 minutes. So a really successful session, pleased with that one. Let's see what the rest of the week entails. So without a doubt, that session was a great success. So let's see how it fits in with the rest of my running week. So as it turns out, since I've come back from the injury, been about 3 to 4 weeks in now. So this is my highest mileage week I've done so far, and it's 43.2 miles. So really building up that mileage. And to be honest, I think listening to my body and how I'm feeling, that mileage is probably a good place to hold at now. I don't want to really increase it too much from here, as I feel that putting too much strain running wise on my body could cause a higher risk of repeating this injury and me being back on my sidelines again. So what I'd like to do from here is keep that mileage, but keep that intensity in there with the session. So we're doing one really good session this week. I've also done another session later in the week, so getting those sessions in will help me improve my speed, improve my fitness, and I'll be trying to add a bit of endurance in through keeping up a little bit more of the cycling and swimming. So I did an 8-mile run on Monday night with Robbie. I had the session on Tuesday evening, so that was a 6x3 minute session, my first one back. It was a really good session there, and then post session I went for a swim at the Lido, so that was my only swim of the week on Tuesday. Then moving into Wednesday, I did a bit of a longer run. So as I knew I'll be coming away here to Croatia, I did a longer run on the Wednesday with flying on Friday. So that long run was just shy of 11 miles, all done at an easy pace. It's been nice and warm this week, so it was good to get out early before work and get this one done. So Thursday was a shorter day for me, so it was a recovery run on Thursday. All I ran was about 3.5 miles. Didn't really have too much time for much else. I just squeezed one in before coaching. And then on Friday morning, so I was flying Friday evening, had half a day at work, got out in the morning for what I'd say is a kind of sort of linking session really. So not quite a full session, but a bit harder than an easy run. So I did a progression run. So the start of a progression run starts as an easier run, and then I got down to under 7-minute mile pace by the end. So the last 2 miles were run at just under that 7-minute mile pace, which would have been pushing it a little bit for me. I was feeling it in this session, but I've not got the fatigue in my legs that if I was to do, say, a full tempo run at 6 miles at this pace, or I was doing intervals at faster than this pace. So it was a good little session on Friday. I had Saturday off as a rest day. We were travelling on Saturday, so it's kind of travel there Friday night, and I was in Zagreb on Saturday. So it was quite warm, had a bit of an explore round, lots of steps in there, and then went out for a run on Sunday morning. So with having already done my long run this week, went out a couple of miles outside of Zagreb. It's a lovely park called Maksimir Park. So this is just where the football ground of Dinamo Zagreb was as well. So got to see a little bit of that towards the end of the run. It was just a lovely park with some nice trails in there, lots of nature, a few lakes, as there is in everywhere we've been so far in this country. It's absolutely beautiful. So really nice to get out in a little bit different scenery there. And it was 8 miles at a bit of an easy pace, about 8-minute miles. So a good run on Sunday. So where does that leave me going forward? So next week obviously is going to be, I'm away here in Croatia, so it's going to be just a bit of running here and there when I can and when I want to, and mainly to get out and do a bit of sightseeing really on some new routes, see some new places. Might try and sneak a session in here and there, but it's no pressure if I don't, and I don't really want to be doing any long runs, so I'll just try and keep ticking over while I'm here, have a little bit of a break obviously from work, from everything else back home. It's been nice. So but going sort of forward from there, I'll be looking at keeping that around that 40-mile mark. Probably not really have a figure in mind really, just to get out and listen to my body and keep a little bit of cross training in there. So try and up the cycling, try and do a bit more swimming as well. I pay for a gym membership for the swimming, so want to make use of that, and I don't think it really adds any sort of toll on my body. So it's free fitness in a way that if I go for a swim, it's giving me that extra endurance, a little bit of sort of flexibility, mobility as well, a little bit of recovery too, and really there's no downsides for me going for a swim, so I'll try and do more of it when I get back. So that does wrap up this week's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for next week, see how I get on out here in Croatia, and the following week as I continue my running training. I'll see you in the next one.